Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Look, today we're unpacking something that honestly affects pretty much every single one of us. Have you ever had that nagging, heavy feeling of just being stuck in a rut? Like maybe you feel perpetually broke, or honestly just unsatisfied no matter how hard you're hustling or how much you actually achieve. Well, today we are zooming in on the hidden reason behind that exact feeling. We're going to uncover the science of why our own minds trap us, and more importantly, how to break completely free by understanding something called the scarcity loop. So, why do you feel stuck? It's kind of a heavy question, right? Because we wake up, we hustle, we try our absolute best, and yet, so often there's this underlying anxiety that we just aren't getting anywhere. Usually, we point fingers at our external situations. We blame our jobs, our bank accounts, the economy, or just the literal lack of hours in a day. We look around and think, man, if I only had more of that, I wouldn't feel this way. If I just had a little bit more cash or a little more free time, everything would be perfect. But here's the wild part we're exploring today. Your external situation actually isn't to blame at all. The call is coming from inside the house. Okay, let's dive into this. The real culprit here? It's a hidden brain loop. Your brain is basically running this background program. Think of it like a hidden app on your phone that's just silently draining your battery all day long. And this program is specifically designed to keep you relentlessly chasing exactly what you don't have. It literally forces you to fixate on the empty space in your life. And the absolute worst part about the whole shebang? You don't even realize it's happening. It operates entirely under your conscious radar, driving your thoughts, manipulating your feelings, and totally dictating your daily actions without you ever once giving it permission. Seriously, think about it for a second. Have you ever noticed this pattern in yourself or maybe even in your friends? The precise moment you want something or feel like you're lacking something, your brain just automatically begins obsessing over it. It's like a magnet. When you perceive you have no money, what happens? It consumes your waking thoughts all day long. When you feel like you have no time, the direct result is you feel constantly rushed, you feel perpetually behind schedule, even when you're literally just sitting on the couch supposed to be relaxing. And when you feel a lack of love or connection, you start overthinking every single relationship or text message. Your brain zeroes in on the perceived deficit and magnifies it until it's the absolute only thing you can see. So the crucial point is that this phenomenon isn't just some random everyday anxiety. It's actually a documented psychological reality, and it's called the scarcity loop. Essentially, it's a mental trap. It's a state where focusing on what you lack causes obsession, stress, and frankly, really poor decisions, which ultimately leads to, you guessed it, even more lack. It's the ultimate self-fulfilling prophecy. By fixating entirely on what's missing, you're essentially wiring your own brain to stay trapped in that very emptiness. You get caught in this self-replicating cycle that literally generates the exact painful outcome you're desperately trying to avoid. Crazy, right? Now, to truly understand why we do this to ourselves, we have to rewind a bit and look at our evolutionary history. Because listen, this isn't a personal failure on your part. Not at all. It's actually a biological mismatch. See, thousands of years ago, your ancient brain was hardwired for pure, literal survival. Back then, scarcity meant mortal danger. If you lacked food or shelter, you died, full stop. So your brain evolved one super simple, highly effective rule to keep you alive. Intensely focus on what is missing. But cut to our modern reality. The vast majority of us are not fighting for our physical survival on a daily basis. Sure, a tight budget is incredibly stressful, but it's not a saber-toothed tiger waiting outside your cave. Yet your brain still acts exactly like you are in mortal peril. It's an outdated survival glitch. It was originally meant to protect you, but in today's modern world, it's working completely against you. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how that glitch plays out in real time. And it happens incredibly fast, too. First, you lack something. Second, your brain forces you to obsess over it. Third, that sudden obsession triggers massive stress. Fourth, because you're stressed out of your mind, your judgment gets totally clouded and you make worse decisions. And the result? Step 5, those bad decisions leave you feeling even more lack. It is a relentless, exhausting downward spiral. Lack, obsess, stress, bad decision, more lack. Over and over and over again, spinning faster and faster, leaving you totally burnt out and, ironically, further from your goals than when you even started. It's a completely destructive cycle. Let's pause for a second and look at how this actually manifests in the real world, because scarcity actively distorts our reality. For example, feeling broke, that pushes us into desperate financial decisions. We might take out a crazy high-interest payday loan or fall for some super risky investment out of pure unadulterated panic. Feeling lonely, well, that distorts our emotional judgment, making us chase the wrong people. We might end up settling for really toxic friendships just to fill that immediate void. And when we're heavily stressed for time, instead of just buckling down and focusing on one task, we panic. We try to do 5 things at once, and we actually become significantly less productive. Feeling a lack literally blinds us to the smart choices. Now, here is perhaps the most shocking finding we're covering today. Scarcity literally lowers your IQ temporarily. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. There is no way around it. Studies consistently show that the crushing feeling of scarcity drastically reduces your mental bandwidth. Your brain gets so entirely consumed by its survival-level obsession with what's missing that it simply doesn't have the processing power left for logic or reasoning or long-term planning. This is exactly why incredibly smart, capable, highly successful people can make remarkably bad decisions when they're put under the pressure of scarcity. It is quite literally a biological hijacking of your baseline intelligence. Okay, so we've looked at the biological history and exactly how this trap works in our daily lives. So what does this all mean? Well, it brings us to the single most important question of this explainer. So how do you break this loop? Because you absolutely need to. And the incredible news here is that because it's a mental loop, you absolutely have the power to interrupt it. You do not have to remain a victim to your ancient brain wiring forever. Not a chance. Let's shift gears now and look at the actual practical mechanics of taking your power back. Let's move to the solution and see how this builds into a really clear, actionable path out. Step 1 requires pure awareness, just noticing, just catching yourself in the act of that not enough thinking, and recognizing the obsession as it starts forming. Step 2, actively shift your focus by asking a direct question. Ask yourself, what do I already have? Force your brain to catalog the resources currently at your disposal right this second. Step 3, and this is absolutely crucial, you need to slow down your decisions. Remember, scarcity creates a false sense of life or death urgency. Do not rush. Take a beat, give yourself a moment to breathe and detach from the panic. And finally, step 4, create small wins. Even tiny, seemingly insignificant progress tells your ancient brain that you are safe. That calms down the survival response and firmly closes the loop. Honestly, the ultimate takeaway here is that your brain is not your enemy, but it is outdated. Think about it. Those past bad decisions you made under the immense pressure of feeling broke or lonely, that was really just your brain trying to save your life using millions of years of obsolete programming. However, and this is a big however, while the programming isn't your fault, taking control definitely is your responsibility moving forward. If you don't actively take control using the framework we just outlined, this outdated software is just going to keep running the show. It'll keep you forever chasing a life that always feels incomplete. You have to consciously choose to step into the driver's seat. As we wrap up our analysis today, I really want to leave you with this incredibly quote from the source material. Abundance starts in perception before it shows in reality. Wow. I mean, that is a profound philosophical shift. Normally, we think we need to get the money or find the time or secure the perfect relationship first, and then only then will we finally feel abundant. But the science of the scarcity loop shows us it's the exact opposite. You have to consciously choose to perceive abundance with whatever you have right now. You do that to break the loop, you clear your mind, you regain your IQ, and then you can make the smart decisions that create an actual physical reality of abundance. So, I'm going to leave you with this one final thought. Which limit will you break today? Now that you know about this hidden program running in the background of your mind, you actually possess the power to hit the pause button. So the very next time you feel that frantic, stressful obsession bubbling up over what you lack, I want you to remember the loop. Catch the thought, shift your focus to what you actually have, slow down your actions, and claim just one small win. Break the loop, and you break the limits on your life. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. It's been great having you, and I will see you next time.